a group of parents demanded the sacking of a young religious studies teacher after he'd shown one of his classes some cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, and the parents argued that he had insulted the Prophet. Many people, including Gavin Williamson and apparently many pupils at the school, leapt to the teacher's defence, citing that he was a committed and popular teacher, freedom of speech, that education should be challenging, and that in the UK, satire is not an offence. But for me, the key issue here is something much, much more basic. It is the right, in fact, it is the duty and the job of the teacher to use age-appropriate materials to illustrate and to prove a point. The lesson which ignited this controversy was apparently a discussion of blasphemy, press freedom, and religious extremism. What better to prove those points than the cartoons of Charlie Hebdo? This wasn't an attempt to insult the Prophet, it wasn't an attempt to insult Islam. It was an attempt to explain the concept of blasphemy. Presumably, a clip from The Life of Brian would have done equally as well. Now, the head was quite right to apologise for any offence, distress or upset caused. And then, to try and defuse the situation, the head expediently suspended the teacher. It's rather ironic, considering the motto of the school is "act with bravery, not cowardice." The key issue here is that by teaching something, you are not agreeing with it. If we are accused of agreeing with everything we teach, then we can kiss goodbye to a free, challenging and meaningful education. The study of Nazi Germany requires us to study anti-Semitism. Nazi propaganda and educational material portrays all Jews as being lascivious, greedy, scheming, the poisoned mushroom, and as being racially different. Now, these cartoons are absolutely abhorrent. But does it make me anti-Semitic for showing them to a class? Am I being insulting to Jewish people by showing them to school pupils? Absolutely not. In fact, the exact opposite is the case. I am using these materials to show the evils and horrors that was Nazism. I'm using these materials to help to explain why the country of Bach and Beethoven ended up at the gas chambers of Auschwitz. Education is about broadening the mind. It is about getting us to think for ourselves. Education requires us to study topics that we might find difficult, we might find upsetting, we might find disturbing, topics with which we disagree. But to study something, to teach something, is not to agree with it. It is to understand it.